Hey everybody, Chuck again here. We're doing the final video for Module 2 in our studying and learning together for the CTSC exam. As I mentioned, these are all opinion pieces and they're not using ASCM. We're not using their PowerPoints in the material at all. So in this last section, I think it's one that it's only talked about here, but it's really important, is the idea of establishing and aligning governance of our portfolio here. So one of the comments, I guess, that they make is this: if not already performed, portfolio management plans should be documented. So again, we're moving into the stage of probably done, but let's make sure, just in case, all our T's are crossed, all our I's are dotted, we're good to go here. You should have the following for sure as part of the update. So again, we're taking that final look. Excuse me: governance, oversight, change management, balance and dependency management of all activities, priorities and prioritization, and any additional areas that have changed, such as communication, risk management, procurement, regulatory requirements, and legal requirements. So this is our chance to make sure all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted. Portfolio project, or the project portfolio, should be finalized and updated for any component projects that have been identified, categorized, scored, ranked. It should include only those projects that is approved and support the transformation goals. They'll set the foundation for the future assessment and priorities. So we're not taking on, we're making sure we haven't included any projects that have not been approved or deemed not part of the direction we're going. This is a good comment also. Component projects should be categorized by shared common goals. I think that makes sense. We didn't mention it. I mean, from a test-wise standpoint, it certainly makes sense because we mentioned it real briefly early on in Module 1, I believe. But we want to group these things together, the different projects, where they may have similar outcomes or use the same solution out there too. So optimizing this way makes sure that all the component projects are aligned with what we're trying to accomplish out here. We have another comment out there in the participant guide as well, along the lines of determining target value and benefits. I didn't see anything in the section on this, but we did talk about this earlier, that we should have performed it earlier in developing the project when we were putting together the business case, quantifying the values and benefits that go with the project. The third part, the last part here, is about establishing oversight mechanisms and frequencies of doing those things. And so let me read what I've got written down here. Project and processes must be appropriately monitored for issues that arise and could threaten progress. This should be done on a weekly basis. Weekly makes sense because every day you could be all over the place, and beyond a week could take too long and lose time. Should involve examining concerns with anything really: funding, resource barriers, struggling team members, or teams in general. Tracking may be implemented that uses color-coded or other easy to monitor. I would be tempted to say tracking must be implemented. I would suspect that's what I would see on the test. Important to support struggling teams and team members. Do not punish them. Otherwise, individuals and teams will not feel they have the ability to openly share their struggles and why they are encountering them. And, the questions you ask should be not only answered honestly, but it's incumbent on you and I as a leader to set that environment and behavior that folks don't feel like they're being threatened in any way if they speak their mind honestly. So we don't talk a lot about it, but I think it makes sense that it's pretty darn important that we've got a process to watch the whole project, the whole portfolio as a whole, and manage it successfully and staying on top of it and making sure we're meeting the needs of everybody as well as just the project.